Everybody, okay, I gotta make sure I'm recording because I'll sit here and talk to myself for 50 years, girl. So I want to talk about this guy's channel. The name of his channel is Street. Well, I really want to talk about the video that he did about Halle Berry, and also about these AI thumbnails. Like, I mean, this is fairly reasonable, but like, it really is just like so annoying that people that use AI to make thumbnails of people and they end up making them look worse. I mean, maybe it was intentional because like he's got Halle Berry over here looking like she could be this guy's mom or something. And Halle Berry does not look like that right now. Halle Berry looks better than he does. Then he's got the guy looking like he did back in the early 2000s, late 90s, and it's like that guy has not looked like that in years. So anyway, the guy who I'm talking about is David Justice. He's an ex-husband, I believe, of Halle Berry. I don't know much about her love stories aside from, the guy who she had a daughter with, calling her an N-word allegedly, and being racist in other ways, and then her, being abused physically to the point at which she was made almost deaf, almost 100% deaf in one ear, if not, by an ex as well. I don't recall if it was a husband, but yeah. So, and apparently that's not this guy who did this to her, but allegedly, or at least this guy Street, the guy's channel who I'm responding to is Street Media TV to something, I believe. He made this video that's very, like, obviously biased. It's very misogynist. It's very male geared and centered. And it features a conversation about, how horrible Halle Berry is apparently as a woman. And how horrible, we'll get into all the other things that he gets into. But the video seems to be mainly about how horrible she is and how, just a way of like basically like putting another red A on her forehead or X on her resume or something. Like, it's just weird to me. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, why are we talking about Halle Berry all of these years later? So that's what I put in my comment that I left to this guy's page, and he responded. So I want to go through some of that. And I just want to show you what the comments look like in his comment section, or at least what they looked like as of an hour, 2 hours ago. So I wrote, why would he speak on her like that? From what I gather, it doesn't seem that he feels that she was a bad person to him. So why would he come out and claim that she doesn't cook or clean like some misogynist who's stuck in the past and unable to stand being eclipsed by the likes of her? Then he goes on to make it seem as though she was fast over 30 years ago, when she has moved on and is with a new man. This is absolutely improper and petty. If you didn't talk about her all of these years, then why would you even entertain this now? It seems that she made the correct decision. Halle Berry's name has been disparaged for years because of people's own, usually racist agendas. So him being upset that she didn't acknowledge a particular tabloid that he wanted to be addressed seems to be remiss on his part. So the guy ends up responding to this, with some like, number one, he's like writing in all caps. Like when people do stuff like that, it's like a telltale sign. Like it tells on. It's like they're telling on themselves, because it's like, why are you putting everything in capital letters? Like, are you yelling at me, or maybe you're trying to stress the importance of what you're saying? But it's like when all of your text is like that, then it doesn't stress any importance. It just makes us say, oh, well, this is the crazy ass motherfucker who writes in all caps. So it's just weird. It's just like, it doesn't do anything. It'd be different if we're stressing certain words, but like when you make the entire fucking thing, it's weird. It's very weird. And for me, it shows a low score on the EQ, low level of emotional intelligence. But he goes on to write, Halle has made horrible decisions in men back and forth to court, calling her ex racist, etc. David's been married over 20 years, raised a whole family. He answered a question he was asked, just as women do on social media every single day. Don't be a hypocrite. He don't do anything different that women do on social media. So obviously he needs to figure out how to type and stop worrying so much about like putting everything in capital letters and focus on adding punctuation so that we know when to breathe and when to stop reading, when a sentence stops and when another one begins. It's ridiculous. And then somebody put, it's funny how he hypocritically tried to downplay the racism that Halle experienced while calling you a hypocrite. James Brown put it best. And that's just real talk. Like, that's 100%. Like, it doesn't make any sense for you to be sitting up here downplaying her racism when your channel is devoted to mainly defending the foundation of Black American community and culture and spreading awareness about certain things in it and surrounding it and what have you. So it's like, and mind you, Halle Berry is a part of that culture. She is a foundation of Black American. So it's just weird to me because it's just like, okay, what are we talking about here? Like, y'all are over here upset because of something from 30 years ago. You all are not upset about something from 30 years ago. And it's just weird how these guys claw their way into your life, even in the future, still. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's like, I mean, she left that dude alone 30 years ago or so. And she's living her best life, enjoying menopause, and here he is trying to get a rise out of her. And people can say, oh, okay, well, they asked him a question. You're not going to tell me, and that's what this dude said, you're not going to sit here and tell me that this was the only time in his entire life that he has been asked a question about Halle Berry since they broke up. Cut the crap. Like, you're not going to tell me that. It's ridiculous because all of this time he's had to speak about this, and now you decide to do it now? It's ridiculous. It's just, it's like, you're irrelevant. All of these, like, it's all of the obvious stuff. It's another one of these Tory Lanez chasing Meg's clout situations, fucking Eminem obsessed with Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes really just don't know how to just let up. Let go and let God. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is insane for the man who runs this channel at his big age to be in here writing in all caps, mad about Halle Berry and what she allegedly did 30 years ago. You know what he said in the video? David Justice, Halle's ex. He's asked about Halle, and one of the questions that he's asked about is somehow they get into why he didn't marry her because she was apparently asking, according to him, she asked him to marry her. And she was demanding marriage after 5 months of, dating, according to him. Let him tell it. And so apparently, I mean, the way he worded it, it seems to me that he turned her down because, or at the very least, he wasn't interested because she was not cooking and cleaning. And he said his mom raised him, oh, my mom's always right. And, mom, I respect my elders and this, that, and she raised me to get a woman who cooks and cleans and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? He said she wasn't doing that. I'm just like, bitch, are you serious? She's fucking Halle Berry. But what you're really saying here, if you really understand what he's saying, because he's not expecting her to come home and cook and clean in between shootings for Catwoman or Gothica. He's expecting her to cook and clean instead of shooting for John Wick, instead of shooting for Cloud Atlas. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Like, it's really ridiculous. It really is. Because it's like, this guy just sat here and dismissed the racism that she went through with her husband, or a man who is the father of her child, her biracial daughter, 2 times biracial. Although she just looks like she just looks like she's like the first biracial, generation herself. Natalie, I'm pretty sure is her name, because, or at least last time I saw her, that was when I was a kid, and she was like 4 years old. But what do you call it? It was actually when I was learning about this story in a magazine or something. But people love to make fun of Halle Berry and feel like they got something on her. A lot of these black men, they really love that because she got with a white guy and she had a kid with him, and then she got called an N-word by him. So it's like it's this big gotcha for these guys, and it's like it's weird to me because it's like almost every single one of them gets a white wife when they get rich and famous. Almost every single one of those black dudes gets a white wife or a Latin wife or whatever when they get rich and famous. So it's just crazy because it's like you're just showing your jealousy. You have envy for this woman being able to do what she wants to do, and that she's not stuck being a crab in a barrel with your ass. She got out. So it's just ridiculous. And I'm not saying that she got out just because she got with a white dude. I'm saying that she got out because she got out. She's not relegated to having to settle for an average life and an average guy. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so funny because it's like she's with a dark skinned black dude right now. I would consider him brown skinned, but she's with a dark skinned black dude right now. So the people who say that she was, anti-black or something like that, the woman has had an extensively black career. She has always claimed her blackness. One of the first movies that I saw her in, or excuse me, one of the earliest pieces of work that I saw her in, I think she was the youngest that I've seen her act in Queen. What is Alex Haley's Queen? And it is a very black story, to which I'm sure she can relate actually in real life. Um, all of the men she's dated have been black, except for like of whom I know, one guy was white. Now she did have a kid by this guy, so people then want to say, oh well, she saved it for the white guy. It's like you all are really weird at that point. Like at this point, there's no pleasing you. You know what I'm saying? Did you want her to just immediately have a kid back in the beginning of her career when her body was banging, as it always has been, in the best shape of her life, the prime of her life? She was supposed to just drop everything, have kids, and cook and clean for whoever, I don't know, um, David, I guess, in this case. It's ridiculous. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And again, I just want to point out the hypocrisy of him calling out this racism. Like, you call out racism on a regular basis, but you can't do it when it's Halle Berry. You can't acknowledge it. The woman has been with more black men than, not only more black men than white men, but she's been with more black men than a lot of black celebrities, to be quite honest with you. I would say possibly most. Clearly, Halle Berry is attracted to black men by far and large. So it's just weird because it's just like, you know, these guys, I mean, you cannot win for losing, and it just shows this womb envy, this. I really do feel that like guys have like, Freud tried to come up with this penis envy. Sigmund Freud. I guess I don't know. People say Freud, but I'm just like, ugh, it just doesn't make much sense, with the letters and stuff. So I'm gonna say Sigmund Freud, posited that women suffer from penis envy, and honestly, I think that that was projection. I think that men suffer from penis envy, specifically penis size envy, and their size compared to another phallus. Whereas women are not fucking wanting a penis. I do think that there are a lot of women who, you know, would not be opposed to having one if they really did have the choice and, figured out a way to make it work. But like, I think that there are more men, and I think that history has proven that there are more men who want wombs, more specifically, the ability to bring life into this world and the ability to uh, bring life out of someone. You know, women really have a way of bringing not only life into this world, but bringing life out of people. And I don't mean like taking it from them, although, that might be possible too. But, women really do have a way of like bringing the life out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like bringing, how people say, bring the brightness out of you, or bring the happiness out of you, or bring the hero out in you. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Bring the life out in you, you know? It's still within you, but bringing it out a little bit to shine. Women make things more calm. Women make things more happy and fun. Women make things, when a party's going on and it's a sausage fest, it's not until the women get there, even if it's just one, that, things liven up usually. Women are more nurturing. Women are more, which is, needed in life. Women, there are so many things that I could go on with, on all day. But long story short, I think that guys are really envious. I think they have womb envy, and I think that that is what causes things like this. I think that's what causes you to see a grown woman who is, doing her things, living her best life, and you know, being a beautiful woman, being intelligent, being talented, being solidified, and having longevity in all of those things. You know, something really hits people a certain way about that. Then you think about the fact that this is a man's world, like the comment earlier, and this is kind of like par for the course. If you are successful as a woman, men are going to be upset about that because not every man is going to be successful, definitely not as successful as you in particular. So they're going to resent you for that because you should not be able to climb to heights that are greater than them. And what does that say about them as a man? You know? And then it makes them wonder about, like, okay, so am I out of your league? Are you out of my league? Am I not able to have you because this, that, and the third? Just all of the trivial, tribalistic BS that these dudes be on. And this person really put what I was thinking. And I think this is a guy. What sane man would think that Halle Berry would be cooking and cleaning? These people were and are more, or excuse me, super rich. Rich people don't cook or clean, period. They have maids for that. Dude must be trying to get paid off being. I wish I would have expanded that comment. So then we got this one, which is a narcissist just can't let go of the past. They always talk about you. Your name always come up. 30 plus years ago, are you kidding me? Nobody remember him. He's overweight. But look at Holly. Obviously meant it Halle. She has gotten prettier and prettier, and she has. Halle Berry is just like, just amazing, amazing. It's part of the reason that I love Halle Berry's Catwoman so much. And I put 100 on that comment. I wish I would expanded it though. But even some of the dudes in his comment section were like, clapping back against him and his points because it's just like, what are you talking about? David Justice has some sauce in his voice. Listening to him is enough for me to know why she didn't respect him. Damn, now I don't believe in all that. I think we do need to give a little room for guys to be a little bit more metro. Is that what they call it? Metrosexual. They say Christopher Williams busted her ear allegedly, not David Justice. Um, here's I like this one a lot. And this one was a guy, and I was happy to see that he had a picture to go with it too. So you can't just easily be like, oh, this is some bot or something like this. This ain't a guy or something. Halle looks happy. He sounds hurt and bitter because if he's as good as he says, he would have a wife right now, and that's real talk. Like, where is your wife? If we go back up here to his comment in response to what I said, he's talking about some David's raised a whole family and been married for over 20 years. Well, he ain't married today, is he? And if he is, what does that have to say about, like, what are you saying that's any different from Halle? Halle, no, she hasn't been married for 20 years. And thank God for that. And she's also raised a family and is still raising a family. So, I mean, like, what are we talking about? She's literally living her best life. And on top of all of this, she's not talking about her ex. Not any of them. So, some people were still agreeing with him. Oh, I don't know how I missed this. For some reason, it looked like she was saying something totally different than what she actually is saying here. So I need to go back and like that. And I was a little bit taken aback by that because her photograph looks familiar, and I feel like I liked a comment from her in the past. Might have been on my channel. She put, as a woman, I really feel for Halle. So we're gonna have to pull this one up for real because I need to see this. Um, then we can finish that other comment and all that good stuff. So, okay, so she did leave another comment that was contradictory to this other one. So, that's probably why I didn't see this one. But her first comment before she wrote this massage, backwash, brainwash ass smut, um, before she wrote this that seems to be pandering to the audience that the creator of this video wanted to reach, she posted, as a woman, I really feel for Halle. He's an athlete, so of course he is going to leave her eventually, but it seems after he left her, she was prey for all those monsters, no more protection. And he had the nerve to say she asked me to marry her. I wanted a traditional homemaker. She didn't protect me and my name. That would legitimately piss me off. He had women having flashbacks. He showed himself for who and what he really is. She never said anything bad about him or let people know he was a jerk. It's just the shock people it's just the shock people are experiencing because Halle had him looking like a good guy when all along he was the usual athlete. And that's really 100%. Like, it's 100%. Because it's just like, what are we talking about? Like, you're telling me that I have to ask you to marry me, and you want a traditional homemaker. I didn't protect your name. But you want a woman who's traditional and submissive and stays in her role. That's not my job. So, just ridiculous. But that other comment that I didn't see the whole comment for or all the information for, I do want to go back and read that. Dude must be trying to get paid off by being a guest on podcasts. I know that's right. So I didn't even finish the video, but this black man is calling out how he was rocking with him at first until he was starting to say something about her having a kid with a black or with a white man instead of a black man, like she owed her womb to a black man. Like she intentionally went out of her way to have a kid with a white man because she somehow has this inner racist or anti-black monologue that leads her to believe that white is what she needs in her child and that the little bit in her or the half in her is not enough. Like, you got to really think about these things when people say things like this because that's what they mean. Like, for you to sit here and to not just believe that she happened to have a kid with this guy because it was the time in her career when she felt that, okay, this is when I can do this. And it was, I believe, a great time in her career to do that because, if I'm not mistaken, it was around the time that Catwoman had just failed, even though it's a great movie. And it's literally my favorite superhero movie of all time. She is my favorite super of all time. Not superhero, excuse me. And, all that good stuff. But anyway, this is the type of stuff that people be getting at. And this is why this guy was upset. This is why people are upset because you sit here and you say things like this and it shows your real intention and your real motives for making a video like this. He was with him. He was cooking up all kinds of shit. That's what the dude thought. But then when he got to the point where he was saying something about how he choosing to have a kid with white men and not with black men, it's not the flex he thought it was. It's not. You thought that you could, but you were absolutely crazy. As soon as you said dating down, I knew the rest would be some stupid shit. David was the big star. Did he date down? Well, apparently they mad at him about something he said about David. Or am I not interpreting that right? Correctly. Then they put Halle scary. Okay, whoopsie do. Even people who want to hate on Halle ain't fucking liking that. Because, like, what is that? Is that something from the 90s or something? I don't know. Well, out of all of these comments, he only seems to have liked two of them. Or one of them. Nope. He just responded to two of them. And he liked one of them. What's this other one? I'm just surprised celebrity gossip is a topic today. Since I've been here, you've been making real business, talking real business. Curious what took you here. Thank you. And see, this is a part of the thing as well that I was putting out earlier. Why are you making this about defaming a foundational black American woman in our culture who is one of the greatest sex symbols of all time? Halle Berry is so much more than a sex symbol, but like I have to mention that as well because when it comes to one of her main universal recognitions, that is definitely up there. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of people who you would think guys would be willing to protect. But even when you're a Halle Berry, they come after you. But Halle Berry got some friends in these streets, okay? Ain't nobody look, Halle Berry is everybody's wannabe, woman. Everybody wants Halle Berry to be their bird. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even now, to this very day. Drop everything they doing to get with Halle Berry. But he puts, I'm just surprised. So yeah, he's surprised about this. And I was surprised as well because I was just like, your channel is usually devoted to, like, everything that I've watched of his. I just found out about his channel like a couple weeks ago. Maybe not even that. And everything I've watched of his has been like, ICE deportations, diaspora wars, Essence Festival. And it hasn't been Like he's made it a point to say that he's not participating in the diaspora wars, but it's been very foundationally Black American focused, very foundational Black American focused. So this is the very first video that I've seen of his that is talking about something that's not that focus, and more to the point, something that is actually attacking people of our community in favor of some light skinned, biracial, possibly himself, you know, Vienna sausage looking dude, at least now. Like, what is going on? If y'all don't get this old Vienna out my face. He put, this is where the attention of the people are. I explained this yesterday on the F.B.A. channel. I've been in the B1 and pro-black space since 2009. I'm now speaking to a larger audience. Okay. Whoop-de-doo. Then they put, I see, and that includes the ones in our group that like to be entertained. Thank you for answering. Looking forward to more great commentary from this channel. Thank you. So this person was actually, just trying to figure out what's going on. But, of course he didn't like this comment, but he liked this one. People are so biased. He has been married to a white woman who cooks, cleans. Uh-oh. He has been married to a white woman who cooks, cleans, and who is motherly for nearly 30 years, yet he is talking about a black woman. Why? Yes. So now I gotta see this. David Justice. When you look up David Justice's wife, Halle Berry comes up. And a little time span as well. So that's pretty crazy. But here's an article about his wife, Rebecca Justice. Do you have any pictures? So I got a little bit closer so that we could see if we were missing any of the blackness that could possibly be in this woman's face. But I don't see it. I don't see it. To be quite honest with you, he looks pretty Latino himself. But I don't see it here. This is is giving very Latino. It's definitely giving white woman. So there you have it. And this title is so contradictory, but it is actually so fitting for this situation. So this is an article that came out a few days ago, or actually today, and it's titled, Who is David Justice's Wife? All about Rebecca Justice, as former MLB player opens up about Halle Berry divorce. So it's all about Rebecca Justice, yet she only got 4 words, maybe 5, maybe if you want to get real generous, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In comparison to Halle's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halle still takes up the majority of even a title about David Justice, and David Justice's wife doesn't even take up a percent. I mean, it's ridiculous. So this is the kind of headline that you get from divulgences like what he, gave. And her name is his wife Rebecca Justice. Her maiden name, I believe, is Villalobos. So she is definitely Latina. And they married in 2001. So very soon after he got with Halle Berry. I don't want to say that it's a downgrade because, you know, um, I don't want to talk about another woman like that. I'm when I think about things, the thing that makes me want to say that is just like the facial work and stuff like that. Like when people have facial work done and they look a certain way, like their face is frozen, that really does kind of like, make me say, okay. But, we know what Halle Berry looks like. We know what that woman looks like. So we'll just leave it at that. So I just wanted to come and share this video with you guys. Um, I'm going to have to do quite a bit of editing because we're looking at a longer video than usual. But I just wanted to put this out here and get everybody on the same page. And I just wanted to end this by re-recording this part because thank God the full recording wasn't fucked up, but the last 5 minutes of the audio, of course, were taken away. And that was like the most, I was feeling it when I was saying it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most important part of the episode. But I basically was just saying I think we need to do away with the old guard, of F.B.A., of black culture in America. Like, we really do. We need to. These people who can't evolve, these old dogs who ain't got no more tricks left in them, and can barely do the ones that they learned already, you know, well, anymore, like, they need to go. They need to go. These people who are anti-gay, anti-trans, and to the point, I'm okay with you not being okay with trans people and gay people. Like, I'm okay with that because not everybody's going to be, and we have to be okay with people being different in this world and being allowed to be who they are and feel how they feel. It's what you do with those feelings that matters. So as long as you're respecting the rights of other people, you're not discriminating, you're not banning people, you're not making them feel uncomfortable unnecessarily, then yes, by all means, don't like those people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need you to like gay people. I don't need you to like trans people. That's cool. But like, stop actively disrespecting them. Stop shunning them from these spaces. Stop, for instance, like in my case, calling them, tethers, because they don't fucking exist in this cookie cutter FBA, way that you want them to fit. When all of their culture matches, all of their history matches, but because they are trans, you want to try to claim that they have no ability to be identified as they should be identified. It's ridiculous that they have no claim to their bloodline or their heritage. We're not doing that. We're not dismissing people's heritage and bloodlines because we don't like that they're gay, or we don't like that they're trans, or we don't like that they're gender non-binary, or whatever it is. People who can't get with the fact that women don't all cook and clean, and that's not a bad thing, X them out. Get them out of here. Get that garbage out of here. Like, I'm just so done. These people who don't understand how to break free of the hold that white supremacy has on them, psychologically and emotionally and spiritually, to the point at which they don't understand that, yes, we have to incorporate it. It has to be utilized in some way to get us to creating the culture that we create, the art that we create. It is all affected by the white supremacy, the environment that we're in. We have to acknowledge that. But we do also have to fight against it actively. Because accepting it looks like this: misogyny. Men out here so ready to tear down a Halle Berry figure because she does not present as the natural, traditional woman who is, easily seen as within their league. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because we got a lot of old school people who are out here like letting white supremacy divide us by something other than ethnicity. And the only reason we're identifying ourselves ethnically is because, well, there are many reasons, but main reason is because of the political connotations behind that and ramifications behind that and the goals of our people. and how those can be accomplished with that. But delineating based on all these other things, if we're going to delineate based on ethnicity, then it needs to be based on ethnicity. And that means that we need to stand up for each other. Everyone within the ethnic group needs to be stood up for. So that includes Halle Berry. That includes women who don't cook and clean. That includes trans women. That includes trans men. That includes gay men and gay women. Not just gay women because we want to see them kiss. So street media, TV, whatever, do better.